Hansel and Gretel. In a little house in the woods near a quiet little meadow lived a poor woodcutter with his wife and 2 children, Hansel, the boy, and Gretel, the girl. However, land was hit by a famine, and the woodcutter faced great difficulty and misery.
We are back to facing hard times again, dear husband. There is no food, just one last loaf left in the kitchen. How are we going to feed the children and keep ourselves alive too? It is a hard decision, but if the children do not go, we will all die.
Woodcutter's wife tried convincing Woodcutter that they would need to leave their children in the forest, like how they did last time.
Oh, please do not make me go through this misery again. It is a very difficult choice for me. Even if there is little, we should share the last of the food with our children. They are so small. What will they do if we leave them?
I do not want to hear any more about this. The children have to go, and that is final. No begging or pleading is going to make me change my mind.
In the next room, the children lay wide awake, overhearing their parents talk. Once again, they found themselves in the same pitiful situation. Hansel got out of his bed to pick up pebbles from the yard like last time. But this time their mother had locked the door from outside. But nonetheless, he reassured his little sister.
Don't you worry, Gretel. We will find our way back like we did the last time.
The next morning, their stepmother gave them a piece of bread each, and they all started to walk together towards forest. Hansel crumbled his piece of bread inside his coat pocket and kept dropping the morsels along the way until they reached the forest.
Children, stay here till we come back. Lie down when you get tired and eat the bread when you get hungry. We will come to fetch you in the evening. And no matter what, always remember that I love you.
Now, stop all this. They are old enough to know they have to lie down when they are tired and have to eat when they are hungry. Stop wasting time and let's go catch the wood.
The children fell asleep, and evening came and went. They woke up late at night to find themselves alone, left behind by their parents yet again, and a rude shock. All the crumbs had vanished.
Oh, Hansel, where have all the morsels of bread vanished?
How could I have been so silly? How did I forget that the birds and insects would eat away the breadcrumbs? Now, Gretel, don't cry. You wait and watch. I will somehow find our way back home.
The poor little children walked all day through the forest, but alas, they couldn't find their way out. Suddenly, they both heard the sound of a beautiful bird perched on a tree, singing so beautifully that they stood entranced.
Oh, what a beautiful bird, and how beautifully it sings. Oh, Hansel, look, it is flying away. Come on, let's follow it.
The beautiful bird flew deeper and deeper into the forest, and Hansel and Gretel kept following it until it finally landed on the roof of a beautiful house.
Hey, Gretel, look! This house is made of bread and cake, and the windows are made of sugar. Oh, wow! I am going to take a bite of the roof, and you, Gretel, can have a piece of the window.
Hansel, this is so sweet. I just love it.
And so the two children heartily ate cake, bread and sugar after days of starving. Suddenly, the door opened, and an old and scary-looking woman crept quietly.
Oh, such dear children. Who are you? And who has brought you here? You look so tired and hungry. Come in, don't be afraid. Eat all you want and then rest. You're welcome to stay with me. No harm shall come to you here. Come, let me show you where you will be sleeping.
The witch led them into a room with pretty windows, little bed covered with beautiful linen.
Oh, Hansel, is this all real? I can't believe it. Are these our beds? I've never seen such pretty sheets and pillows. Ooh, this feels like heaven.
The old woman was actually a wicked witch. The house of bread, cake and sugar was made to lure little children. The witch only pretended to be nice to children. But once they came in, she killed them, cooked them and ate them.
Ah, it is morning. Let me see what my prisoners are doing. Ooh, I can't wait to cook them. Look at those rosy cheeks. What a delicious soup I will make of them.
She pulled Hansel out of bed, dragged him by his hand and locked him in a cage. She then went inside to wake Gretel up.
Get up, you lazy girl. Go draw water. I want you to heat some water. I'm going to eat your brother now.
The poor little girl was terrified. She sobbed and cried, but the cruel witch showed no mercy. Gretel did what the witch had told her to. She hung a huge cauldron of water and lit the fire. But the evil witch had other horrible plans.
Come here, girl. I have kneaded the dough and heated the oven to bake the bread. Go creep into the oven and check if it is heated enough for the baking.
The witch pushed Gretel towards the hot oven. She wanted to lock her in once she was inside, so she could bake her and eat her too. However, Gretel was a very smart and clever girl, and immediately guessed what the witch was planning to do.
Oh, I am so sorry for being so thoughtless. The door of the oven seems so small. How will I get in?
You silly child. The door is big enough for me to get in. Then why can't you? Look, this is how you go inside.
The witch put her head into the oven, and this was the moment Gretel was waiting for. Acting swiftly, she pushed with all her might, shut the heavy iron door and fastened the bolt before the witch could get out. The witch began to howl and screech in anger and pain, and was finally burnt to death. Gretel ran up to the cage and unbolted the door.
Hansel, the mean witch is dead. We are safe now.
Come, Gretel, we must be off now. We have to find our way out of the forest so that we can go home.
While they were walking out, they looked at a small room from where pearls and precious stones were overflowing.
Come, Gretel, pick up as many stones as will fit in your pinafore. I too will fill my pockets. I am sure the witch would have stolen these, and now that she is dead, there is no one to claim them.
Both the children picked up as many precious stones as they could and started to make their way out of the forest. After they had walked for a few hours, they reached a stream of water. They saw a beautiful duck there and requested her to cross the stream. The good duck came to them and helped them cross the stream. They thanked the duck and started walking away from the stream, out of the forest. After a few minutes of walking, Hansel noticed a house at the distance.
Oh, look, Gretel! Do you see our house there where the sun is shining on the roof?
The children were overjoyed and ran towards their father, hopping and skipping all the way. Their father was waiting for them with outstretched arms, tears streaming down his face.
Oh, how blessed I am. I never thought I would ever see my beloved children ever again. You know, my dears, I have been so miserable and sorry ever since I left you alone in the forest. I know I was a weak man. I should not have listened to your stepmother. Now she is dead and gone, and I have been to the forest many times looking for you both.
Don't be sad, Father. We know why you did what you did, and we still love you as much as ever. And now we have a big surprise for you.
Hansel and Gretel emptied their pockets, and all the jewels fell onto the wooden floor. One fistful after another, the children made a little heap of precious stones and jewels and pearls.
Oh my God, where did you get all this? I hope you didn't do anything wrong.
Not at all, Father. We would never do anything that would make you ashamed of us. It is a long story. We will tell you later.
That was the moment their days of misery were over. They had enough to feed themselves and help others in the village too. The day the brave and kind children, Hansel and Gretel, returned home, they brought with them joy, prosperity and peace to their entire village, and lived happily ever after with their father.